Hi today. Today we're going to go through martial arts vocabulary for Wing Chun in Chinese. So I will not be focusing on demonstrating the moves, but I will be able to discuss some of the movements with you while we discuss the characters. A lot of people practicing the martial arts aren't familiar with Chinese. And so, first of all, I want to take the character for Wing Chun in Chinese. There are two basic ways of writing the character Yong, which is Wing Chun's first character. There's Yong, and then Chun, then Quan. So first we're going to do the complicated version of that character. So which is like this and like that and down, then here and over and here and there. Okay, so not a perfect character. I could do it a little better. Always pay attention to the stroke order with the characters in Chinese. So we're going to go back. This is Yong. And you can see that in the traditional version of this character, it has yan zi pang. Yan is this area right here, which means a word. So in Chinese, this basically means to chant or to intone. So now there is, in the simplified version, you simply just use a kou, okay, which means a mouth, which is similar to yen. And this is the character yong. Okay, so that's the simplified version. This is the traditional version. So as I mentioned before, in Chinese, there are two versions of the characters. One is the version that has lasted for 5,000 years, and it's used in Taiwan and Hong Kong, Xianggang. And basically, these characters have more meaning. They're called fan ti zi. They're called complex characters, and these are called jian ti zi, or simplified characters. And the reason why they simplified the characters is simply because in China, many people were illiterate a long time ago. And so to simplify everything, they simplified the stroke order. It was part of the push to render Chinese culture more scientific. And I personally like the traditional characters more. And even when I was in the mainland taking classes, I kind of refused to write in the simplified characters simply because I wanted to learn the more complex characters, because I believe they have more components, so they have more meaning. Now, the next character that I would like to go over is Tan So. Oh, okay. There is something before we go to the character Tan So. We're going to actually go to the rest of this Yong Chun Quan, because you need to learn how to just do the simplified. Actually, the simplified and the traditional for Chun is the same. Chun Tian, it means spring. So basically you have a stroke here, you have a stroke here, you have a stroke here. This is hung. and then you have a stroke here and a stroke here. And then you just have this right here. So Yong Chun, and then that means spring. And then we have wait one second. Okay. So the stroke order has to be correct in Chinese. So usually you don't lift your brush at all when you make these strokes. So you need to learn how to do it properly. Of course, I didn't do it really properly right there. So, but it's not, we don't have to be perfect. Okay, and then Quan is a fist right here. So Yong Chun Quan. So that's the meaning of Wing Chun. So in Chinese. So remember also that lots of the people who practice Yong Chun Quan are from Xianggang and from Guangdong, Foshan. So they basically speak Cantonese. They have the same characters. Some of the characters are a little different in Cantonese. And so if I'm trying to understand them and I can't speak Cantonese, then I'm going to basically try to read the characters. Because when you read the Chinese characters, everybody can understand in most cases. So now we're going to go through some basic moves. So then this first one is so we're going through, really this is called Tanso, and Tanso is Tan, so it means to spread out. So this is a Tanso. So you can see in Wing Chun, this is like a block. So, Wing Chun is very famous for its shoufa. Shoufa means, fa means like a way of doing something. So shoufa is a method of fighting, which mainly focuses on the hand, shoufa. So, we know that Wing Chun is very famous for fighting in close spaces, close combat. And essentially, like what I had talked about before, Nan Quan. Nan means the south. And so, and basically, so the character Nan means south. And so Nan Quan Bei Tui. Bei means the north. So what does this mean? The north basically focuses a lot on the legs in large spaces. So this is bei, third tone, and nan is second tone, nan. So in the South, the focus is a lot on the hand combat, close range combat, whereas in the North, you'll see long kicks. And this even really extends to, for example, not just in China, but if you think of Korea, and especially South Korea in Taichuan Dao, the kicks are amazing. But also in the long fist form, the kicks are incredible. So, but the South is very well known for its hand combat, hand-to-hand combat. So tanso is the first one, defensive move. And then we have fangso, okay? So fangso is to defend. Now, really, I believe this is not the correct way to say this, because this is a fangso. But you will usually, in English, people, because of the Cantonese influence, they will talk about it as bangso. And then you usually have bangso, and then paiso, and then fan bei quan. Okay? So bangso, paiso, fan bei quan. So these are different things. But it's really, there's another way to write this, which is more common, which is this way. So this is one other way. Okay, bang. But a better way, even better, is another character which I'm looking for, and now I found it, which means the upper arm. So the other one means to tie up, but here you have yue. Yue, when it's on the side, means yue normally means moon by itself, but if it's on the side, it means some flesh. So you're talking about a body part usually. And so here, this is bang. And so I think this is the correct character for bangso. Now, bangso can become tanso, right? Tanso can become zhang, or all different kinds of things. So we're going to go through, we talked already about tanso, but zhang. Okay, so bangso is mostly defensive right here. But you can rotate your hand and come here, or you can rotate it and make a fist, okay? So, and come in for combat. So bangso is used a lot in Wing Chun. And sometimes it is also diagonal. So the most common one is bang. Okay, so now if we're going to go to another attack. Okay, so this one is basically here. And fan bei means to turn around. So fan means to turn it around, and bei to double. Okay, because bei means more than one time. So 翻倍拳, and it's going to be stronger even more. Okay, so this is, now a quan is a fist again, remember? So we're going to see this character a lot. So you can actually, if you watch this video and then you start learning Chinese, you can watch the Chinese videos with the martial arts moves, and then you can say, oh, okay, now I understand these movements. Like bang shou, usually then you have pai shou, and then fan bei quan. So now, pai shou is just like a slap. So when you say pai, it means to beat something. So to clap, to pat, to beat, like pai qiu, to bounce a ball, for example. Or wang qiu pai is a tennis racket. So now if you look at this character, again, of course, the structure of the character is very important. So you always look at the stroke order. So bang shou, pai shou, fan bei quan, that's a technique in Wing Chun. So the next one is the next one is gun shou. But actually, one of the things in Chinese is that there are lots of dialects. So there are lots of ways to write things, and there's not just one way. This is from the top to the bottom, gun shou. So you have two different types. So you have nei, and then you also have y. So you have two different things. So now, nei in fan ti zi is like this, but in jian ti zi is like this. Okay, so but nei means on the inside. So this character actually has another name, in which we are going to look at, which is really plowing hands. And if you ever practice the wooden dummy, you'll always end up using this shou, because basically there's the third arm, which could also be a leg. And so you're going to either go inwards like this and strike like this, or outwards like this. Now remember, this lower one could also be a strike. It could be a block against here, and then a strike right here. So, but you're striking the arms right here, and this is nei geng shou. And then out on the outside, y geng shou, y geng shou, y geng shou. So nei is this character, y is this character, and geng shou is this character. It's first tone and then third tone. So so we've learned a lot of techniques like y geng shou, and then nei geng shou. And then we've also learned bang shou, pai shou, fan bei quan, bang shou, pai shou, fan bei quan. Okay, so these are all different techniques for Wing Chun. So now we're going to go to another character, Now, this one is also, it's written in many different ways. So I'm going to write it in the way that I believe that it should be written. But this is basically, one second. So I have to find that character because it's less common. Okay, maybe I will just write it. So this is the character that, So this is the character that we're talking about here, which is like this, and then like this, and like that, and like that, and like this. Okay, and then so. Sorry, my brush is splitting a little, which happens sometimes. And then when you do the characters, it doesn't. And also there's a little thread hanging from it. So you usually want your calligraphy brush to be like one point and not split. 毛笔坏了 means it went bad. So, but let's go to the technique anyway. 扶手 is like this. Okay, so you would wonder, okay, why do you do 扶手? Okay, one thing is you can use 扶手 to, somebody's punching and then you hook in the arm and then you punch. 日子冲拳. So 扶手 日子冲拳. So 扶日子冲拳. And remember, 日子冲拳 is the fist. Why do you call it 日? And then 冲, we'll write the simplified way. So 日子冲拳. Okay, so why do you call it 日子冲拳? Because if you see, this is just like the 日, which means sun in Chinese. So it's a vertical punch, not like this, but like this. And so one thing that you'll see in the Wing Chun form is through the center line, a lot of vertical punches. Okay, so relax your arms when you're doing this. And you use your waist, but not so obvious. Chong means to come out or to attack. And Qian is your fist. And it looks like the character for sun. So, 扶手, and then 日子冲拳. 扶手日子冲拳. Okay, so that could be a technique. So some might use 扶手 to hit also. It's possible. You could block and then hit. So there are many uses for 扶手. So the next one is, okay, I believe that this is again the way this was written was incorrect. So I'm going to look for the character that I believe is correct. But now the purist will say, okay, you did it right or you did it wrong. This wasn't the character. But I'm going to use this particular character, which it means actually to put your head on something. Zhenshou. Now, Zhenshou. Okay, and then there is another character which is like this, which means to bail out water or to dip. And this is very possible that this is the authentic character because it has 手字旁. And So, and it is also from Cantonese. So it means to throw, to toss, or to beat with a fist, to dip, to pound, to beat with fist, to smash, to stamp, a chop. So basically, this particular move. Now you use your whole body when you come downwards in the Chinese martial arts, and that's that Xu Quan Dao concept. From here to the whole body moves. So whenever you're doing those moves, you want to come down. So this is Zhen Shou. Now, in this particular video that I was watching, they called it Zheng Shou. So, like I said, now Zheng is a totally different character. And it means to put in order. So, Zhen Shou, but I believe that this is just a variant. So, because, as I said earlier, in Chinese, there are lots of dialects. So, 整手 or 真手, coming down right here. This is my interpretation of it. It's like a block. But somebody could also grab you and you settle it down, and then you can easily punch. 日子冲拳. So a lot of times you will just go 真手, 日子冲拳. Right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now, the next one that we're going to go to is 杀手. Now, 杀 means to kill somebody. So, you have to make sure you're getting the right character, because there's so many characters in Chinese. Yes, so there's a simplified. My cell phone is set up on the complicated characters, 繁体字. So the character is a little more complex. But here. So that's the simplified character right there. Sha, it means to kill. And then in the complicated version, you just add this right here. And so, 杀手. So what is 杀手? 杀手is basically, you're usually going towards the neck, right? So you could be coming from a 帮手 and then 杀. So 杀手, from here to there. That's my interpretation of it. So it could also be going towards the eyes. It could be going towards the throat. So, so when we want to use the character for the throat, in Chinese it's pretty complicated. It's 喉咙. And if we're doing it in 繁体字, or complicated characters, it's even harder. So bear with me, because the character long is just like in Li Xiaolong is the character dragon in Chinese, which is a very important character. But it's notoriously difficult to write. So this is 喉咙, but in the simplified version, it's a lot easier to write this character, because it's just like this. 喉咙. My brush is splitting again, so it is not doing the character right. And I'm not always sure whether my stroke order is correct, which I think it is not. So that's something that Chinese people will correct you on if you think that you have gotten it right, but you actually got it wrong. Okay, I believe it's that sequence, but this ko is too big, as you can see here. It's more rectangular. And then here, then here, then here, and then here. Okay, so it's not perfect, but holong is your throat. So, of course, that's going to kill somebody if you use that technique. So that's why they call it sha shou. Now, it could also hit your eyes, which would be yan jing. Okay, so, but let's see here. There are two characters in Chinese. One is for glasses and the other is for eyes. And yan jing. Jing is neutral tone here. And so yan has the sun character, the zhi, and then it has this character right here. And then there's another zhi. This is the second character. And then this is jing. So yan jing means this is a character and this is a character, means your eyes. Yan is third tone. So the tones are very important in Chinese, so I would focus on learning that. So now the next particular, we're going to just move this away. In the next, we're going to go through some other characters so you can learn more. Okay, so san chuan shou. So san chuan shou is 1, 2, 3. So chuan shou is basically this circling. So when you're here and you come here and this is chuan shou. So you can see it also can be grappling. Right? Grappling. So usually, and then you can strike too. There's grappling and strikes within these chuan shou. So it's a circular rotation. And then when you end that, you use dan, which means 1. Da means to hit somebody. Dan da shou. So, chuan shou, 2, 3, and then da shou, which could be, if it's da shou, it could be a chuan or a fist, or it could be a zhang. So, no, I didn't teach you the character for zhang. So the character for zhang is third tone, is pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You have a ko, and then you have a shou. Okay, and so maybe I did this character wrong according to this. I should be here, here, here. Okay, this is also not so good. Here, here, and then here, and then here. Okay, so anyway, the zhang is this way. So obviously you can also use the di zhang, or this kind of cheng zhang. So tan shou zhang, right? Bian zhang, oops. So tan shou zhang, right? Bang shou zhang, right? So bang zhang, it would be direct right here. Pai zhang, okay? So that's another technique. So the techniques are infinite. Okay, so la shou. La means to pull somebody. Now, in Cantonese, I believe there's another way to write this la. So I'm going to have to look for that because the Cantonese character is different and it may have a different meaning as well. So those people who can speak Cantonese would know, and it's very hard to find this character. Simply, I'm having trouble finding it, but I think I found it. Yes, and it is also very similar to lie, which is to pull. So to hold, to grasp, to pull at. So the more complicated character, if you really want to be complicated, then you can choose this character, which in simplified Chinese and in complicated Chinese characters, it is a difficult character to write. But if you break it down into components, you can get it. So with my limited understanding, la is to pull, and then you can punch. So you're just grabbing the person and pulling, and then you can 日子冲拳, right? So 拉手, and then it depends on what you're doing in your techniques, So now the next one is, this one is actually, it's a zhou. Zhou is an elbow strike. So there's a lot of, you might think, this is the character for zhou. Now, you might think that Wing Chun, Yong Chun Quan, is very famous for its shoufa. But I believe at the higher level, you're also practicing zhoufa. And zhou, you use your whole body in this zhou. But this one is like a bangshou. So then you can come here and then come here. That's my limited understanding. So this one in this particular sequence was actually called a kicking elbow strike, which is kind of strange, but you can see then you can easily come, from here to 翻背拳, and then 日子冲拳, 正掌, right? 弹手, 日子冲拳, right? So it's many techniques that you can start doing. Remember, when you're fighting, you're not thinking of what technique you need to do because that's already too late. So it has to become spontaneous. So that's the concept of my martial art ideas, is just spontaneously strike. Don't try to think too much, because in a combat situation, you are not going to have time to think about what techniques your master taught you. Now, 横走. 横走. Use your waist. Use your whole body. 横走. Okay? So, 横 means horizontal. 走 means your elbow. So, 横走. We just did 踢走. 横走. Now, I believe this character is, yes, it's, okay, now there are actually two. This is difficult to figure out because I believe that this has two types of pronunciations. So, 挑 or 挑, and I believe here it's 挑走. What does that mean? It means that it's going upwards. Okay, so this is 挑走. Okay, so that's, it also means to carry like a pole, but here it is, and it also means to raise something. So that's the meaning there, I believe. So it's a vertical. Always use your waist and your whole body to come in. Now, the next one is, in long fist, you have a particular form, which is called smashing the fist. So here, you're smashing with the elbow. So you need to know the character za, and basically this is shi. This is part of the character, which means a stone. So you can think of crushing a stone in this. So, 砸走 is coming over and down. 砸走, because you're slamming down on the person. So now the next one is going to be, and I don't know if I can do it here, but it's going to be turning around, and it's not very practical in combat. And why do I say that? Because if you turn around, you're probably going to get hit in the head. So unless you're an excellent martial artist, I don't recommend doing this, but it can be like an element of surprise. I'm using the simplified character for turn in Chinese, 卷. And then shen is your body. So 卷身走. So now what is this technique? So after you do the 砸走, you can then turn around and come all the way around and hit here. So turn around and hit here. So that's 转身走. So remember, you also, to practice these techniques, you have to be able to use all your force in your body. And you have to be able to target the point that you're going to hit for real combat. So the next one is, we've kind of finished with the elbow techniques. So the next one is ko. This means to clasp or to button up. So when you do the 540 kick and you're doing a tornado kick, then basically you need to ko jiao. If you ko jiao, basically you will will turn your foot a little more and rotate it a little more, and so that will give you the 540 angle. So ko, I believe, is just a kind of block right here, and turning and just like clasping. So ko so, and then tanda. Okay, so tan da, right? Tan da. Okay, so you can now tanda. It could also be like this, tanda, right? Or it could be with the zhang, with the palm. So, or if you're gonna tan, it could be 标志. So, but that you have to be practicing that a lot because you can break your fingers. So I recommend putting your fingers together like this and coming straight in, and you have to practice at a small target, which is just the eyes or the Adam's apple or the nose or under the armpits. Very precise, and so that's why this is the third form in Wing Chun. You first start with xiao nian tou. So, and then you go to shun qiao, and then you go to biaozhi. Those are three forms that aren't very long, but each one is teaching you basic techniques. So now let's look for the characters for tanda. We've already learned these characters. Tan, and then da. So tan da or tan da. Now tanda, 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 right? So it can be simultaneously as well. Now the next one has two different names in Chinese. So this is, I keep on trying to dip my finger instead. So this basically is puo, means to break through. And pai is like cards, for example, or a brand. So puo pai, and then this is zhang fa. Puo pai zhang. Now, I like the other name for this, which is the butterfly palms. But some people say that that's not the correct way. So a butterfly in Chinese is hu. Hu die zhang. So if you look at that character, it just means butterfly. And so the only thing is that die was a little incorrect. I should be like this, 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 and then this is mu right here. So hu die zhang. So let's say if we do nei geng shou, and then you can go in and strike like this, and this is hu die zhang. So tan shou, hu die zhang, right? Tan shou, hu die zhang. So this is very devastating, especially you can knock the wind out of somebody but you have to practice that fa li. You know, fa li in Chinese means issuing power. So there are two words that you often hear in Chinese. So, which is, one second. To generate power. So, like when my cats are attacking in my cat's videos, you can see that they have a certain moment right before they attack. They get their bodies ready to attack and they start shaking around. And then suddenly they attack and it's so sudden. This is the traditional way to write fa, which means to issue, and li means power. So to issue power. So the simplified way of writing fa is like this. Okay, so that's this character right here. So fa li. So very quickly, right? If you're breaking bricks, then you're going to fa li. Okay, so now the next one is this particular technique is kind of a mystery, but in the form, I believe, it's shuang. Here they say shuang yang so, or shuang means two, liang means two as well, and then sha. So, you know, in the form when you go like this, when you're doing like, if you go like this, of course you don't do it in both directions. But why does somebody do that? Because that person is doing two sha shou. There's two enemies on both sides and striking both at the same time. So that's the movement. Sha shou is like this. So if you're doing shuang sha shou, it's you're fighting two opponents at the same time. And then this one, I was not quite clear about it, but I'm going to say you can't really see this very well, but it's qi long zhang. So, and that's just this. So when you go here, here, and then here, this is that qi long zhang. And then shuang tuo shou, or shuang tuo zhang, it's zhang. So let me see. So the character, okay, I believe that this is the correct way to write this. And as you can see, it's quite complicated. Such a simple move. So don't get mystified by the characters. So if you're going here, here, and then you turn to here, this is, okay, shuang sha shou. And then turn up, and then here's my cat saying hello. Okay, so I hope he doesn't knock everything down. So qi long zhang is another technique that is very interesting. So it's just a blocking, you're basically blocking. And then when you do tuo zhang, it's also a blocking method. You're blocking upwards, it's propping upwards. So that's the next one. Shuang. Now this is simplified characters. I'm kind of going in between. Tuo. Yeah, he loves calligraphy, but I don't want him to knock everything down. So he's really happy now. So tuozang is right here. So you're here, and then you come upwards right here. If you push the arms upwards, then obviously, whoa. Okay, wait a second. This is too much. Too much love. Okay, so tuozang right here. So basically, that's propping something up. And then, so you have tuo, and then the opposite of tuo is luo. Hopefully he will calm down. So, and this, we're going to have to change this because this is too messy right here. And I just want to make sure, because my cat moved everything. Of course, that's what he does. That's what cats do, is they mess up everything. So you have to be prepared for the unpredictable in life. So, luo. Luo is downwards. Okay, so luo shou. And so on the other side, you have the character tuo. Which means to serve as a support. To hold in the palm. So the next one is 表之手. So that's the highest form in Wing Chun, and it's not too complicated to do. But to develop this as a way of attacking, you really have to practice against the wooden dummy and hitting a sack of rice for a long time until your fingers can become very strong, as I was saying. So, right, so you're turning. So right inwards, right? And so you can break your finger if you don't practice properly. So 标指 is your fingers, and then 手. So 标 is to mark something. So 标指手, and that's a pretty important technique. And now we're going to go to 按掌. So 按 is just simply to press. And you can see it has the Chinese character, the 手 radical right here, which means hand, and 安 means peace, but it becomes fourth tone here, and then you have, oh wow, he wants to occupy the whole space, and he wants to interrupt the lesson. And there it goes. Okay, that's what cats do. They love to play and rub. So 按掌 means to press downwards. So that is to block, and then you can strike, right? 按掌. 按. So now, if you're doing single, well, we'll go over that later. Actually, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So 按掌. So the next one, the next character, it means to go upwards. Uh-oh, he's coming back. So he's really, really wanting attention today. He's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? So, ding, ding, so. Oh my gosh, now that is crazy. Little wave, don't do that, okay? Okay, so ding, so is to come upwards like this. And you can hit someone, right? So if you come up, then you can strike, but here, block and then strike, right? So it's usually a block there. So ding means to go upwards. It's the crown of the head. It means to carry on the head or to strike a ball with the head, to gore or to go against. Okay, so he's really insistent. So there's almost nothing I can do about this cat. Okay, so it means that it's almost time to end. We only have a few more characters left, so hopefully he won't interrupt everything. The next one is Lian. Huan. Now, I believe this is the wrong character. I believe this is the correct. This is actually wrong, but this is also what I got from a Chinese site, but it's wrong. It's Sun Jin. So Lian Huan means a chain, and then Sun means like very close. So it's really Sun. It's fourth tone, I'm sorry. So it's like this. Sun Jin. Lian Huan Sun Jin. So what does that mean? That's that 1 inch punch. So, just or it's with the whole body, but to train this, you have to be very close to something. You're not going to take a long distance punch, but you're going to use your whole body. So practice with somebody pushing against your fist so you can then strike really quickly and fa li. So the Lian Huan means a chain or a succession of that. And then Rizhi. Okay, I did this wrong right here. Zhong. Okay, 日子冲拳 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 日子冲拳, that's that. Okay, so there are lots of other moves and a lot more that I would like to discuss with you, but I believe this is enough for today. And I've taken a lot of notes, and this is just only the first page, and I haven't even finished all of the notes here. And this actually comes from a video that you can easily see on YouTube of somebody practicing some of the techniques. And it's called Wing Chun. Quan. Okay, I ran out of space right there. So maybe I should even just take another sheet. We've covered a lot of techniques, and we'll just continue slowly going over the techniques. And you can combine this with your martial arts style. If you do a lot of kicks, then these particular techniques might be very useful for you. So I think that it's good to mix things together. So now this is from a video on YouTube that you can see, which goes quite fast, but you can see all these techniques. Yeah, my brush is splitting. So it's 3、12、4、绝、学、绝. So it means 32 techniques for the Wing Chun form. In jue, jue. Jue means to cut off, to finish, extreme. It also means excellent or absolute. Xue means to learn something. So if you learn these 32 techniques, your Wing Chun will be pretty good. So that's it for today, because I think my cat is extremely impatient and wants to go outside. But I hope you enjoyed today, and we will continue with this. We're going to go over, I have about 7 pages of notes on Wing Chun. So I believe that you will learn some of the basic forms by watching these videos, because in the Chinese language you can also learn a lot based on the forms and everything if you learn the language. I apologize for my cat. He's already destroying everything. I hope you have a nice day.